Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Adam, good morning. Becca, good morning. How you doing, Brad, Larry? Good to see you. Marty, good morning. And Miguel, welcome to the room. YouTube, good morning. Good morning. Let's get this show on the road, guys, and let's see what we got going on here. So when we're looking at this market, we're seeing something substantial that happened. This captain set up long failed after a run up, so it's a consolidation, almost broke that high to a move higher, and the sellers came in force and uh, reversed the price action lower. So throughout the whole day, we're gonna reference that basically the 20,000 to the 20,088 as an area of extreme resistance to any move up there. And we have FOMC, Fed fund rate, and meeting today. Well, actually, not the meeting, but the Fed fund rate. So that's going to be a big thing where the market is going to make few moves this morning and start settling into waiting for that announcement. Yeah, I'm looking at the news items here. Forex factor. Okay. So we're getting another push here. So that's going to be our area where the market is going to just reference for the remainder of the day. We're seeing a little bit of selling pressure into the open. This is the top end of the Globex band, so we need to be careful of a counter trend in this area. As far as the news, we have Fed fund rate at 1 o'clock Eastern, FOMC statement, and the press conference at 1:30. So that's going to be the big one. Consumer credit later on in the day. We're seeing a little bit of yeah, that short at the open, Becca, with that captain setup failure into a switch trade into a railroad. All of that happened fairly quickly. Market is testing harmony zone number 1, resistance. So 1, 2, 3, 4 times the market comes up to that level and ends up selling off. And it's tightening. There's a little bit of a tightening behavior going on here. So they're trying to build up stops, and then we'll see how these stops are going to get run over. How are they treating? How is speed, range, and behavior? So speed is moderate, range is contracting right now. The behavior mostly is short. Here comes selling pressure again against Harmony zone number 1. We're looking for rallies to short into this market on a scalping basis into target 859. Target is 859, coming up on target. A flush under that 66 half will get a stop run to, basically this is going to be a stop run into target of 859, and the market can bleed into a bigger target at that point, probably into the 850s, and then a little bit lower, then reverse. So if they start picking off those 66s, we're going to expect a little bit of bleeding that happens quick. All right, what we don't want to, the shorts don't want to see 910. That will establish a captain setup long on the 100 NT Rinko. So this rally or this little bit of a fade needs not to go above 910. Here comes the 66s. They're trying. They are trying. You could see that how they, because they're trying to defend this zone, this Globex band the top end of the globe expand. Typically, when the price comes back down to this level, it bounces right back up. So they're trying to do that ahead of getting there. But once we start picking up 66, you'll see a bit of a speed coming in. And right now, they're just playing around with it. They are literally playing. You see, they don't want those 66s yet. Maybe they're just trying to build up some stops in this area before they take those levels out. I mean, what's actionable is looking for stop runs above and then look for a reversal pattern into target. As long as we don't go past 10, 9, 10. So, okay, so that's an attempt, right? They're taking out the stops at 90s, and they are just getting too close to that 10. So that puts me in a pause. Oh, look at you, sneaky. They're getting active here. Can't get to 10. If you get to 10, that changes the equation a little bit. Yeah, they got there. That's what they want to do. So that's fine. That's a captain setup long on the 100 NT Renko. Last one went 1.5 candles and crashed. So I'm expecting a push above 20 into 35.40 out of this rotation with a stop under 68. So we should be getting a counter trend coming up right now. I'm going to step away for just a moment. We're back. We're back. So vacation is on the Friday the 23rd will be my last day, and I'll be back on June the 2nd. I'm going for a week. So we're seeing here, I mean, basically what we talked about, which is the captain set up at 10 into a run up to the 40s, but we're seeing, oh, that's nasty. Okay, a reversal here. I mean, we got to the 40 or close to the 40 to the 36. So that's close enough. Now we're getting a captain set up short on the 70 NT Rinko and a sell-off and a retest of this captain setup. That happened fast. Took out the stops, touched Globex band. I know, zone 2 to the win, big time. So you got a captain setup on the 70 NT Rinko right there. How did you do on that trade? I mean, I was away for a little bit, but you're trying to get that 66. You can get it. Yeah. Yeah. You almost have to kind of buy it into the sell-off. Here you go, Becca. Good job. That's excellent. Becca's up 1,300. Start the day off. Okay, let's see here. You start breaking anything above 96, which they just did, about to actually, then you're gonna get the 200 and 100 are out of sync again. So they're gonna take another shot at running it up to Harmony Zone number 2. Market is out of sync. Hey, liquidity, were you just trying to get that reversal on that 66 off a Globex band? And boom. I mean, they ran the stop right there. And a nice little reversal. Now you're getting another push to Harmony Zone number 2. So that's coming up. We'll see how well they handle the 17, 19s, and the 6s. So the 6 is coming up right here. They're running right through it. Well, not quite yet. They're pausing right here at the 6s. We'll see the 19 now here in a second. Six and the 9. So the 9 is right here. So touch harmony zone number 2 to the tick and came back in around that 9. So the 9 was a solid resistance. We got 5 minutes, 5 minutes to the top of the hour. Testing harmony zone number 2 for the second time. Third time actually. Here comes the 20. That's interesting. I mean, they're about to reverse the whole thing back up. A close above 934 will set the stage for a push towards 60s, 960s, then another test of the 994s. Yeah, we're about to get there. Here we go. We got there. So what does that mean? That means we have a captain set up long, ran it up, retested with a stop run, and now we're holding on to this structure and this structure together against Harmony's Globex band at 59. So that whole zone between 910 to the 60s are extreme support, and the market from 80s to the 20s are very solid resistance. And we'll probably see the market just oscillate between those two levels or these two zones and waiting for FOMC. Okay, so what my job is just to find, I mean, there's a lot of good trades, to be honest with you. But find a couple of good trades, then wait for the FOMC. Target is 959. Hey, G Money. Good morning. Good morning. All right, I'm just gonna take a quick 5-minute break. Be back. Okay, nothing much really happened. A little bit of consolidation going on. It's 906. Let's see if we can get a rally back up. This area is very congested because that's where we had our captain set up. Yeah, we had our captain set up. Wow. What's the big picture here? Pullbacks are viable on a swing trade basis with a target of 959. Yeah, we should. I mean, yeah, and I get that. We should be going higher. I mean, that's what the market should be doing. I mean, they're working their way above the stop of that captain setup on the 70 at 85. So they're trying to from that area up for a push toward this target of 960. So that should be happening soon. I mean, speed, range, and behavior. Speed is moderate to slow. Range is contracting. Um, when you look at the bigger picture, really the prices are moving toward the middle of the range. That's a contracting behavior. And the overall behavior right now, pockets of buyers trying to push the price to 959. Yep, I would say so too. 60-point range is small. Well, let's keep reading the market. I mean, we understand it's a FOMC, and FOMC has a unique trading behavior during the day. A lot of stop runs usually. Here you go. Coming up, coming up. Moving on to the target, and that's 59. 30, 40, 50. Here we go again. Look at that. That's a stop run, and they reverse it back to a target. Not much movement. I mean, look at that. That's tight. Come from 30 to 46s. Here we go again. They do it again. And go to target. So they take out the stop, run, stop, run. That's very bullish. I mean, that's a bullish behavior right there. So as long as we continue to hold on to 910, we're looking for these pullbacks as a buying opportunity with a target, and that target is 959. That's really noisy right there. Yeah, that's the 6 pound captain setup. Let's see what they want to do with it here. All right, so they're taking off this one. Target is 959. I mean, it's a good captain setup. He gave you 41 to 31, 10 points, and ran it back up. Not much space, really. They're not giving you too much on that side. Now the target is going to be 959. So, I mean, okay. This is a lot of tight middle of the range trading, and typically these levels fail, and the market runs the stops. So if it's a momentum market, we would probably take this long to a run up to target. But the way the market is behaving right now, I wanna be a bit careful. Okay, so that's the stop, small stop run, right? There's another stops right under 30 that they can come in and tag. Here you go. And watch them run the stops right above it. I mean, that's just a classical middle of the range not holding, stop runs on both sides, and now target is coming up. 959 coming up, boom, got it. 984 is the next target. 984 is the next target. That is absolutely true. Yeah, I mean that's exactly what I was looking at. Whenever the price action, the speed in price action is slow, you typically have this type of behavior, where the middle of the range is not holding as much, and then you run the stops on both sides. Here you go, Adam. Good job, man. You got to see what the traders on the other sides are thinking. They're thinking in terms of continuation to the middle of the range, but they get their orders in the middle of the range. Meaning, if we're looking for a target of 984, most people place their orders right in the middle of the range, and then they run the stops on them. They get out just to see the market run up. So look at it on the 200 and on the 20 actually, because I mean your entry is on the 20, right? So you're seeing we've been seeing this, right? I mean, what is the market telling me here? It means it's really it's not honoring as much the middle of the range as it's honoring the stop runs and taking the market either above or below and running it. Run it here, run it back up. Run it above there, coming back in. Middle of the range not holding. And then they run it again as a stop run, and then boom. So you're seeing that. So how does it start? It starts with speed. When you're gathering information about the market and you're seeing that the speed is low, then this type of behavior is a common behavior. So your first alert is, hey, the market is slow. Most likely they're going to trap. Who will they trap? Trend followers. Why? Because they if they want to push the market higher, they they need the least number of traders involved in it, and they need the majority of the stops to be triggered. So what do? Is you take out their stops right here, then you take the stops right above there, and eventually run it, accumulate. I mean, when they run the stops, what are they doing? They're accumulating. So they accumulate here, distribute here, accumulate here, and run the market where they can distribute at a much higher price. And who's doing this is the market makers who manipulate price action. Why do they do that? Is because it makes money for them and it loses you money. Yeah, I saw that. Thank you. That's even better right there. Target 984. $984. Then after that, we got targets in the 20,000, then targets in the 2020. 20,020. All right. 5-minute break. We'll be back. All right, price is moving toward our target. Target is 984. It's really noisy right here. I mean, like for example, this you got a captain setup switch trade, market goes to the middle of the range. You're getting a captain setup switch trade, and it fails, and now you're testing it. You should be going to 50. Okay. Market is in sync on the long side. Pullbacks are viable on a swing trade basis with a target of 984. We'll reevaluate that idea if we end up going to the 35s. Yeah, it's not there's not a lot of anything going on, a whole lot of choppiness, but we'll see. I mean, if they close at 53 on this candle, that would be a switch trade, and we should see a push to below 50. And that's into the 45s. I mean, where is the stop run that they would buy? I mean, there's a 48 into the 42. That range is buyable. Speed, slow, range, I mean, contracting, and the behavior. So far, market is behaving more long than short, but there's pocket of resistance against that 78 to the 50s. The 25 point is holding up and holding. Here comes that little switch trade. Let's see if they run it back up a little bit. Okay. All right, let them. Here you go. I mean, that's at least the 70 NT wrinkle reversed here. So let's see what they want to do. I mean, they put a captain setup long, they fail it. They put a retest here. Let them run it up a little bit. It's 53. No. They're going to start selling off here. They're going to start selling into 40s and potentially the 30s. So just watch out. Here it comes. That's another switch trade. And we should see 40. Here's that 40. Yeah, here you go. I mean, that market was just telling us there's a lot of signs of weakness. I mean, that's the test of harmony zone number 1. Damn. I mean, we should be expecting a bit of a bounce soon. Give me back my shorts, please. Here you go. First touch. Damn it. That's the first touch. That should have been an automatic N. Good job. Good job, Adam. All right. So here, that's a first touch. This is a second touch with a higher low. And we're going to probably push up toward that 35. They're flushing it one more time. Yeah, that's a major move right there. Okay. That's a stop run, ladies and gentlemen. That's how it looks like. Nah, it's good. It's good. I mean, you participated, you made money. I wouldn't be. I'd be just happy with that, man. So, what's the next? What's next? I mean, we have a target now of 859, and that is the low that we bounced off of. Uh, and I think the market will try to defend that severely, but we'll see. So we're getting very close, and that's target number 5 and that target. So just kind of be watchful, and that's a target where most likely the market is going to bounce off of. Rallies are shortable on a swing trade basis with a target of 859. Here we go. Here we come to that target. We should go to the 60s here very quickly. Yeah, don't focus on that. Just focus on the next one, Adam. It's target is Globex at 809. That's where they're going. They're taking out the stops under 57s and putting a captain setup long right here at target number 6. So between 6 and 809, that's just an area where they can come in and they're try to hold it. Mark is in sync on the long side. Here comes that 60. put captain setup, a retest, another retest, and they're holding on to the trend line. So they should be. I mean, you're at target number 6. So, I mean, between this target and Globex, you're gonna see a little bit of trying to hold on and defend. But I'm looking for rallies to short into this market. I mean, that's until proven otherwise. You break 70, then that changes. Yeah, see that? That's another captain setup. You got 1 and 2. Damn, look at that. It's a stop run. Captain setup long, captain setup. It's a double captain setup in that zone. That's just an automatic fade and a switch trade into that level. Okay. Retest, harmony zone number 1, resistance. That's good. Let them play this game. $60, 90, 60, 80. All right, gotta take a 5-minute break. I'll be back. All right. So what did they do here? They flushed it all the way down to Globex. I get it. Another attempt. Here you go. That's a stop run. They're going to run it back up here a little bit. Let's see. Huh. Not really, huh? Oh yeah, they're strong on the short side. That's for sure. Taking out the stops. Question is, what are they doing with the stops? I mean, you're trading around Globex. Okay, they're running it back up. Hmm. I mean, the odds are, be honest with you, seeing probably 26, but we'll see here. 26 coming up. We're in a balanced area. This is an area where they're going to chop it up. Looking for rallies as a shorting opportunity, looking for stop runs to get short in this market. Here comes that 26 area. See that? Okay. And let's see if we run up the 40s. I mean, now you're running up the 25s to 35s. So you're going to see 35s here in a second. And here you go. You're seeing it. Then now we're going to see what they want to do with the 40s. Okay. So that is a touch. Okay, so we're seeing them just oscillating around the middle of the range right next to Globex, taking out the stops in and around Globex and rally back up, right? So that is accumulation. Now, do they have enough to accumulate and run it to the 60s? That's a different story. But they're accumulating here, distributing toward harmony zone number 1, and there's a bunch of stops sitting right at 43. So you take them out, you get to the 53, 63, and that would flush a bunch of people out. So just be conscious of a counter trend here. I'm looking for it as an opportunity to get short, but you know, we've seen how strong sometimes these counter trends become. So we'll be patient. Just wait. It's 10:10. Nice flush. Back to below, backs and below. Target is 784. Where's Steven? Where's Steven at? Mr. Steven Schwartz. How we doing, buddy? That's very good. That is very good. Very controlled. Yeah, they're trying. I see it. Here comes a little bit of a push. mean, if they put on a switch trade right here, which they just did, we should see a little bit of a push, but yeah. I'm looking for rallies to short into this market, so. And that's a captain setup in the middle of the range, right next to Globex. Not the best kind, because look what they're doing here. I mean, if okay, they want to put a switch trade here. Maybe that's something, but here they go. They're running that one over. And then running the stops in. Yeah, that's just a whole lot of trapping going on here on both sides of that market in and around Globex. So you run the stops literally to a tick from that high. Then you run the stops under it to Globex, and then you run it back up. I mean, that is just chop chop around Globex. Yeah, I agree. The big move is done, and they're gonna chop people up. They want to put a captain set up short here. Look at that. That's really interesting. Yeah, it is top of the range. It's just a straight up captain. I mean, it's a good one. All right, so market back in sync. Rallies are shortable on a swing trade basis, and we should be heading toward that 784 target. Let's see a run up here. I'm gonna run up to Globex. 6. Hitting 17. If you get to 17, that will put a double bottom. See that? Okay. And that's a whole number. So we're really stuck between a whole number and Globex. So they're gonna run around in this little zone, and that's what they've been doing anyway for the past 10 minutes or so. Look at that. Yeah, if we get to that 17, we're gonna get a counter trend to 35. So here comes 17. Let's see pullbacks, because pullbacks will get us to 35. Or no pullbacks and we'll get to 35. And you know what? If we go to 33, 35, that's a captain setup on the 100 NT Rinko. There you go. I mean, that's a pullback. I mean, and we have a captain set up long on the 100. Here we go. But this one is a little bit stronger than this one, because we're right at Globex. So this has a potential of getting to 60 and 87, then 900. And the stop for it is under 800. I'd like to see a pullback. We have a bunch of stops sitting above 45. Here comes that 60. What is this? Let's see here. I mean, they could put a captain setup short right here, which is fine. Let them bring it back into the 26th, and I'll take it. I'll start looking into it. If they run it up to that 60, that kind of ties up my hand a little bit because I need a bigger pullback into zone number 1 and higher low in order to come in. But ultimately, that captain setup long on this structure is going to give us that type of behavior where 60 is a distinct. I mean, like it's common. Got 30. Oh, come on. Damn, boy. Oh, that's wrong. Are they gonna come and get me? Look at that fucking bastards. All right, took a stop on that one. It's the Harmony trading system, and you can take a look right here. So sold off into Globex and ran it down even further to the whole number. So the captain set up, and then we got ourselves a reversal at 10 and a retest of the bottom end of that captain setup. That's fine. They could flush it. They'll come back and retest it. I mean, it's just they did exactly the same thing here, and they ran the market hard for an extended period of time. I mean, I understand the overall structure is short, but that area is going to be an area where here you go. They're running the stops, and watch them just come back up. Here it comes. All right, so 34. You get to that 34, 35. All right. Okay, so that's the retest. See what I'm saying? Captain set up, came back, flushed everybody, retested. They flushed me with them. But let's look for a pullback. We'll get back in. And that's going to get us to 60s. I mean, this behavior, if we hold on to it, pull back, we're going to get back to the 60s and potentially break it to the 85s. Yeah, they're not pulling this thing back. I was hoping to see a pullback. Now we're going to see 60s. I'm gonna cancel that order. All right, so it's almost 11 o'clock. What we're gonna do is gonna be done for this morning. I got a couple of things I gotta do. Then, as we get closer to the FOMC, I'll reopen the room back and stream on YouTube. So we're just gonna keep an eye on that, and I'll reopen the Zoom as well. So maybe around 12:30 or so, Central. Sheila, I just sent you a message. Take a look. All right, guys. So that's it for me. And we will see you bright and early tomorrow. So, I mean, we had that one stop that got us down on that account. We had small money on other accounts. So it's a very slight day downside, not a big deal.